You can tell I was a teacher, can't you? I like the information background. Okay. And then so shuffle towards the front edge of your chair. Let's get ourselves warmed up on this miserable day. We'll take a roll through the shoulders, up and back and down. And then change direction, roll the shoulders forwards. And one more forwards. And then we're going to lift an alternate heel up off the floor. Just get those lower legs working. So always when we're coming into heel raises, we want to make sure that we can feel the ball of the foot underneath the big toe. Even if you can feel the pressure of the little toes, that's not where we have our dominant weight. Sitting up nice and tall, crown and the head towards the ceiling, gently bringing the shoulders down, and then switching to a double heel raise. That's it, coming back to a single heel raise, and then starting to lift the foot off the floor. If you want to go a little bit further, start to engage those quadricep muscles a little bit more. Try and keep the body as still as you can. Doesn't need to be a high lift. Thinking about this corset of muscle that's wrapping around the front of the body to help stabilize you and keep the center of the body nice and still. And let's do one more each side. And then rest it down, coming hands by our sides, coming into some side bends. Just letting an arm drop down to the side, letting the shoulder follow, and then back up through the center and then down to the other side. So nice and soft through the shoulders. So starting to mobilize the spine and lengthen through the side of the body. If you want a little bit more, we take the arm up to the ceiling, reach away through the fingertips, and we come to the other side. So you can keep your hands by your sides or reach up. And last one. And then bring that back to the center. Okay, so just one arm, we're going to reach an arm diagonally across the body. Our palm is down. Same arm, draw the elbow back and look over your shoulder. So keep going like that. So we reach the arm across the body and then draw the elbow back. So in a seated position, this movement works quite well because it means that we get the rotation around the waist that we're trying to focus on here. It also opens out into the back of the shoulder and opens the chest. That's it. Let's do one more here. And then rest that arm down. We're going to go to the other side. So we just got the palm facing the ceiling and our elbow is up. We reach across the body, shoulder away from the ear, draw the elbow back. And then watch the hand and then watch the elbow. And trying to feel that twist around the waist. Sit bones stay equally weighted, shoulders away from the ear. One more time. And then bring that down. Reset those shoulders. Okay. Going to do just a little bit more with our shoulders. We sweep the arms into a Y shape, take a bend in the elbow, hands behind your head. Scrunch the shoulders up to your ears, and then draw the shoulder blades all the way down your back to a Y shape. Press the palms down. Let's do a couple more of those. Breathe in and breathe out. High five on the way out. Yeah, just watch the space around you. Arms to the back of the head, scrunch the shoulders up, and then bring the hands down, and then press the palms down. Okay, let's do that one last time. Sweep the arms up, take a bend in the elbow, scrunch up the shoulders, draw the shoulder blades down, and then press those palms away. And then just give those shoulders a little roll, loosen everything off. Okay, so take those feet wide, take a little step through those feet. We're going to bring ourselves to standing. If you want to stay seated, stay seated. I will give seated versions of exercises as well. So when you're ready, find your way through to a standing position. Come and bring yourselves behind your chair. Otherwise, stay seated. So Jan, stay seated if you want to stay seated. Yeah. Yeah. I am going to give you a few cushions just to pop between your knees, because when we do some squats, I'm going to get you just to press the knees into the cushion, just to get a little bit of strength work for the legs, okay? Is that comfy? They're comfy, okay, cool. Okay. So, we're going to start just with some heel raises here, guys. Be behind your chairs, because the chairs are there for support. If you don't feel that you need or want the support of the chairs, then obviously go hands-free, so you can have both hands or one hand. We're going to start with our heel raises, as we did when we were seated. So we're peeling an alternate heel up off the floor. So we just change that position so that you're going to feel more weight through those legs. So again, same thing, making sure we can feel the ball of the foot underneath the big toe. So just get the legs moving. And then if you want that a little bit more, we just bring the knees up in front of the body. So you can steady yourself with the chair if you need to. Doesn't need to be a high knee raise. Just getting those quadriceps working a little bit more, getting the blood flowing around the body. Think about that corset of muscle wrapping around those abdominals. Keep the body as still as we can. So it requires some strength work into those hips. It feels really loud for some reason. Do one more each side and then rest it down. Okay, we're going to come into some squats. So our squat movement, very functional movement. Quadriceps, hamstrings and glutes are working, but it is the way to protect our back when we are reaching down towards the floor. Now, the most protected position for knees is having our feet parallel and about hip socket width apart. So if you have any knee issues, you're going to stay here in this foot position. If your knees are okay, I'm going to get you to change up your foot position. But like I say, if you've got any knee issues, stay here and repeat the squats in this position. So for some of you, that's going to be the case. You're going to stay here and get the benefit of the squats there. So if we were seated, so at home, a sofa cushion, just something that you've got a little bit of pressure. We're going to squeeze the knees together, squeeze the legs and the glutes just to give us that little bit of leg work and something to press against. So like I say, a sofa cushion, you know, nothing, not massive, not a great big one. So, you know, a little small sofa cushion. Right then, so with our squats, for those of you who are standing, we're about fingertips distance away from our chairs. So parallel feet, parallel knees. We send the hips back first. Let the knees then bend as if we're sitting on a chair behind us. Have a quick look at the knees to make sure that they haven't knocked in together or bowed out to the side. So nice and parallel. Then push through the heels to stand back up again. So that's our ideal squat position. Let's do a couple more in this stance. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, hips back first. Hinge back at the hip. Then let the knees bend. Hold on to the chair or hands free. Then push through the heels to bring you back up again. Let's do two more. Breathe in and breathe out. Hips back first. Sending your bum back to that imaginary chair behind you. And then push through the heels. Let's go one more. Breathe in and breathe out. Hinge at the hip. Bum back. Knees parallel. So make sure you can still look at me even if you're quite low down. Bring it back up again. Okay, rest it up there. So like I say, if you've got any concerns about your knees, keep your feet in this position. If your knees are okay, or you want to give this a try, we're going to turn the feet outwards. So we've got feet in turnout. So we're going to do a squat again. It's exactly the same movement with the rest of the body. Our hips go back, but now our knees are going to be tracking outwards, and then we push through the heels to bring it back up. It's going to recruit the muscles slightly differently through the legs and around the hips. So remember, if you try that and you think, oh no, my knees don't like that, go back to that parallel, nice, safe position. Okay, so take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the hips back, let the knees bend. So just have a little look. If you're in a turnout, then they're tracking over the second and third toe. Then push through the heels to bring that back up again. Okay, let's do that. A couple more like that. Breathe in and breathe out. Send the hips back. And then push through the heels. Last one like this. Breathe in and breathe out. So send the hips back. Keep your chest pressed. So your chest should not go lower than that back of that chair. And then push through the heels. Okay, then bring the legs in. Just give the legs a little shake out. We're going to do one more foot position. You can't do this seated, keeping that parallel position in a seated position. We've got parallel feet, but we're going to take the feet wider. Guys with knee issues, depends on how you're feeling. This one is, it's more like a skier, so we are in alignment here. So if you think that your knees, you know, like I say, we're in alignment, you might be able to give this one a go. Go careful. And then see how it feels. Just go right at the top. If you think it feels all right, then stay with that one. Because like I say, the knees are protected because we're in line. Right then, so wide stance. It's going to involve the muscles around the hips more so. Same thing, we send the hips back. It's exactly the same movement. We just changed our leg position. Okay, take a breath in. As we breathe out, send the hips back. Let the knees bend, chest is proud. Then we push through the heels. So if you were lifting something off the floor that was a bit heavier, This is going to give you more strength. So if you were having to lift something up, we'd take a wider stance to give your back a little bit more support. Okay, take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the hips back and then push through the heels. So you might be able to feel the different muscles working. Let's do 2 more here. Send the hips back. Make sure the knees are parallel to those feet now. Push through the heels. So make sure that we don't hinge to, so you're not looking at the floor. You should be able to look at me the whole time. Okay, so don't completely fold in half at the hip. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we hinge back about 45 degrees and then push through the heels. Okay, rest it up. Bring the feet in, then give those legs a little shake out. Okay, so just a little bit of hip flexor lengthening. I think I've said to you quite a few times before, it's very hard to lengthen our hip flexors and lengthen the quadriceps in a seated position. So a little bit like we did last week, we're standing behind the chair and we're going to tap the toe back and then bring the leg back in. So tap the toe back, bring the leg back in. So seated position, we're going to get rid of those cushions now. Just chuck them on the floor. And we're going to come into some side taps. So tap the leg to the side, bring it back in, or even just slide the leg to the side, bring it back in. Okay, so we'll do a few on each side. So guys, standing with me, slightly different, but it's hip mobility. So that's it, tap the toe back, bring it back in. So just keep going with that. And what I want you to think about as you're moving this leg is what are your hips doing? They're probably going to want to do this, so don't let them. Keep the hips square to the chair. It doesn't matter how far back that leg goes, but we need to keep the hips square to get that length through the quadriceps and hip flexors here. Do one more on this leg, and then we're going to switch sides. So sliding that foot back, hips are square on, so we don't let the hips rotate round to the side. It might feel quite different on one side to the other, but observe those differences. Our standing leg, the muscles around the hips are working hard. Let's do one more. And then rest it down. Okay, take a little step through those feet. On this next one, we're going to, because now we've warmed those muscles a little bit more, we're going to hold a stretch. So a developmental stretch. So we slide the toes back, square off the hips, and then grow tall as we lengthen out here. So if you could join with me if you're not already there. So we slide the leg back, grow tall. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, opposite arm, reach that arm to the ceiling or reach away the fingertips. You might be able to feel that that lengthens even more into those hip flexors. We're going to stay here though. 2 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in. As we breathe out, rest it down. All right? Good stretch. Okay, let's go the other side. So, other leg slides back. Square off the hips. Just find that position first of all. Find that length. Grow tall. Now, it might be enough. If that's enough on this side, stay there. Otherwise, we reach the opposite arm to the ceiling, creating more length across this band of muscle. Reach the fingertips away. The more you reach those fingertips away, the more it's going to get that stretch. 2 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out and rest it down. You're going to be 2 foot taller. You'll feel 2 foot taller by the time you've finished. Okay, bring yourselves down to a seated position, guys. I'm going to come around with my great big pile of bands. Tell me if you need hand weights. If I forget what's appropriate for you. Do you want a band as well, or are you just going to go hand weights? All right with the band. Whoops. Shirley, you're okay with band, aren't you? Yeah. There's you're okay with bands. And Liz. There we go. Oh, blimey. There we go. Andy. And weights to Marion. You're okay with band? Yeah. That's just alright with the band. So is Pam. So is Anne. And do you want hand weights, Marion? And Jan, I'll give you hand weights. Yeah. Has everybody now got hand weights who wants hand weights? Yeah. And pull. You're okay with the band? Yeah. There we go. Right then. So, oh, sorry, Marion. Band. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Right, has everyone got everything? Yes, cool. Okay. Right then. So, we're going to come into biceps to triceps. So I'll show the band first, and then I'll show you guys with the hand weights. With the band, we're going to pop the band underneath one foot. If you are my height or smaller, you will be able to put the band on, put feet on both ends of the band. So we've got the band to the outside. That's it. If you're taller than me, you'll probably want a little bit more band. Okay. So and the other side. So switch your band over. That's it. That's it. So you want it on the outside. So Pam, give yourself loads of band on the outside. So you've just got most of the band on the outside. That's it. That's it. You've got it. Have you got it? That's it. Okay. So make sure that your feet are firmly on that band. So you'll need to be towards the front edge of the chair. We've got the band wrapped over the back of the hand. So just pause there for a second. Guys who with the hand weights, we're just going to have a hand weight with our palm facing in down by our side. Your movement is going to be this. Our thumb towards our shoulder. We take the arm back down to our side and we send the arm straight back. So we're only working one arm. So this is the movement for all of us, whether we're holding a weight or whether we're holding a band. This is going to work our bicep muscles. It's going to work our tricep muscles and the shoulder and chest to a certain degree. So with the band, you decide how much tension to put on the band. The more tension that's there, the heavier the equivalent hand weight would be. So if it's really tight, it would be like you're lifting more of these hand weights, okay? So we tuck the elbow right into the waist, that shoulder is down. In fact, I'm going to get you to put your spare hand. So guys with weights, if you just have one weight and get rid of the other one, just pop it on the floor and have everyone have your spare hand to your shoulder. So then we tuck the thumb to your shoulder, straighten that arm down, keep the wrist nice and straight, and we send that arm straight back. The hand on the shoulder is to give us feedback, to not let the elbow lift or for the shoulder to rotate backwards. All right, so keep going with that. Don't worry about the number of repetitions. Just get the feel for the movement. So we want nice, straight, strong wrist. So the wrist is like it's in a cast. So we want to keep that elbow glued to the waist until we send the arm back. So keep those knuckles, keep the palm always facing in towards the body. So don't let the arm rotate. So you need to sit towards the front edge of the chair. If you're not already towards the front edge of the chair, come a bit further forward to give you a little bit of space. That's it. Loosen off the tension in the band. Doesn't have to be tight. You're going to be getting some work anyway. So muscles have a front and a back, biceps and triceps. And with this one, we put the biceps into an extension. So we've lengthened the biceps here, and then we contract them, which means that we're working that muscle in its full range under tension, which means it's working more fully, it's working harder. Make that your last one. And rest it down, give the shoulder a roll. Okay, we're going to go the other side. So hand weights, just swap the weight into the other hand. And then if you're using the band with me, just get that band nice and secure underneath your feet. Lay the band over the back of the hand. Hand down by our side. Spare hand onto the shoulder just to give us feed, because we don't want that shoulder lifting around. We want that shoulder nice and steady. When you're ready, crack on with that bicep curl. Straighten the arms. Upper arm is glued to your ribs until we send that straight arm back. And then we bring it up. So I was talking about this position like you're lifting an ice cream, and then this position like you're holding a dog lead. It works in my brain. Just to help keep the hand in the right direction, because people tend to rotate. That's it. So we have to be braced through the core, because otherwise you'll flop around from side to side. So we've got that corset of muscle wrapping around the center of the body. Try not to let the elbow lift, because that means your shoulder is doing the work. That is an exercise, but it's not the one we're doing right now. Let's do that one more time. And then rest it up. Okay, if you've got the band, just pop the band over your lap. Give the shoulders a little roll. With the weights, just pop your weights down or just put them somewhere out of the way. We're going to take the hands into a T shape and then rotate the thumbs down towards the floor and reach away through the fingertips as you draw the shoulders down. Probably feels a bit uncomfortable, but hopefully not painful. We're not going to be here long. And then rest the arms down, set the shoulders back. Fingertips to shoulder, send the elbow towards the ceiling. You might be able to give that arm a bit more of a hand to lift the elbow higher. Some of you might want a bit more of a stretch. Don't go there if you're not ready to go there. And then bring that arm down. Let's go the other side. So this is a tricep stretch. Fingertips to shoulder. Slide the elbow up. Maybe give it a hand. Maybe give it more of a stretch. Don't go there if the shoulder doesn't want to do that. And then rest it down. Okay, give those shoulders a roll. You're going to feel very loose and very tall. Right then. So a little bit more for our upper body. This movement is called the chest expander. It doesn't mean it's going to give you a bigger chest. It just means it's going to lengthen and strengthen the chest muscles. Okay, so we've got the band. I'll show you the weighted version in a second. We've got the band over the calves and our palms facing backwards with nice straight wrists. So I'll let you just sort of slouch to begin with. Then we sit up tall. We send the palms back. Then we look over one shoulder under tension. Then we look over the other shoulder still under tension. And then we come back to the center and rest it down. Ooh. Okay, with the weights, you can do this without the weights, by the way, guys, but the weights, we do the same thing. We sit up tall, we send the arms just pointing towards the back legs of the chair, and then we let the weights be heavy and we do the neck turns, and then we soften down, okay? Like I say, you could do that without, you could just push the palms back. You're still going to get this tricep work and the opening out into the chest. Right then. Again, you decide how much tension to put on the band. The more tension, the heavier the equivalent weight it would be that you are pulling against, lifting, so to speak. Okay, so it's fine to start off fairly slouched. Then we sit up nice and tall, really straight back. Send those arms back, brace that corset of muscle over the front of the tummy. Then we look over one shoulder. Shoulders away from the ears. Then we look over the other shoulder. Still got that brace and tension switched on. Back to the center. And then release the tension. Ooh, rest it down. It's harder than it looks, isn't it, that one? Okay, we're going to do just a couple more of those. You can take the tension off. You can switch it on. Up to you. So take a breath in. As we breathe out, we sit up nice and tall. Send the hands back. Look over the shoulder. Back through the center. Over to the other side. To the center and rest it down. Okay, let's do that one more time. Add tension on, take tension off, take a breath in. As we breathe out, sit up nice and tall. Send the hands back. Look over the shoulder. Make sure the shoulders aren't bunching up by the ears. All the way through the center, over to the other shoulder. Bring it back to the center and rest it down. Let's sort of pop. We're going to pop you keep the band over your lap. Pop the weights down though, guys, for this next one. Give the shoulders a big roll. So, chest expander. It was lengthening these muscles, but strengthening the pectoral muscles as well. There was lots of core work going on there because we were working against that resistance as well as tricep work. Also, particular focus. So have a big roll through those shoulders. Go backwards so that we're opening and lengthening those chest muscles. Okay, so this next one is going to give us some more focused abdominal work. Let me show you, and then I can switch things up as we need to. So this is a bit like a row, but we're going to have our knuckles just in the solar plexus. From here, we do need to be halfway along the chair or towards the front of the chair. We take the rib cage to the hips, so we're switching on the tummy muscles, gently drawing up underneath the body. Some of you might be able then to roll onto the back of the sit bones, but that's going to make it quite a lot harder, and only if lower backs are okay. Then we open up the arms. We've still got a bend in the arms. Then we sit up nice and tall, and we bring the arms back in. So the bit where the abdominals are working hard is when we've got the rib cage to the hips and then we open those arms and then we sit up tall. So it's giving us a little abdominal crunch. So remember that roll onto the back of the sit bones only if you're confident that your lower back is all right. If you've got any lower back issues, don't do that little roll back. Just focus on the rib cage to the hips bit, okay? So we need to be halfway along the chair or towards the front edge of the chair. And again, if shoulders are not liking this arm movement, just keep the hands here. That would still work. So knuckles to knuckles into the sternum. Shoulders down, so we don't want to hunch the shoulders up. So just sitting up nice and tall to begin with. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, bring the ribcage to the hips first of all. So we're drawing up underneath the body. Some of you may now roll onto the back of those sit bones. Open the arms up if you want to. Feel those tummy muscles working. Then we sit up, working those tummy muscles and bring it back in. I'm hoping you can feel the tummy muscles switching on. That's what we're trying to get, not letting the back do all the work. Let's have a couple more goes at that one. So nice and tall, knuckle to knuckle. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, rib cage to hips, gently draw up underneath the body. Some of you may then roll onto the back of those sit bones. Open the arms out. We've still got a bend in the elbows. Then we sit up tall, still squeezing those tummy muscles, and we bring it back in. Okay. We're going to do two more. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips first. Draw up underneath the body. Maybe onto the back of those sit bones. Open the arms to the outside if that's for you. Then we bring ourselves back up again. Bring the arms back in. Okay. Let's do that one last time. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rib cage to hips. Roll onto the back of the sit bones. We open the arms out. Then we bring ourselves back up. And then bring the arms back in and rest it down. Okay, take a little rock from side to side. So on the reformer, you'd be sitting on a block on the slidey carriage. You've got your pulleys here, and you would do exactly what we've just done. But the carriage would slide backwards and forwards, but you've got the bungees that you're moving with the arms. Okay. So just a little bit of work for the muscles around the hips. So no band or weights for this one, but you can keep your band on your lap, wherever you want to keep it. We're just going to come into some side taps. So knees are parallel and hip socket width apart to begin with. We're only moving from the hip. So have your hands wherever feels comfortable and logical. We slide one leg to the side, keeping the other leg where it is, and we slide that other leg back in, same leg. So we slide the leg to the side, bring it back in. So only as far as it will go. So a bit like we're polishing the floor. That's it, slide to the side, bring it back in, last one. So everything else is nice and still. So again, we've got some core work here, hip opening. Let's go the other side. So slide the leg out to the side. So just observe, how does this side feel compared to the other? So lengthening the adductors, mobilizing the hips, strengthening the muscles around the hip, and like I say, some core work going on. Let's do two more here. Slide the leg to the side, and last one. And then rest it down. Okay, just take a little rock from side to side, just a little step through those feet. We're going to alternate now. It's going to involve the core muscles a little bit more because we're switching from side to side. So the muscles have to just contract to keep us nice and steady. So we're going to go as slow as we did before. So nice and tall. Again, hands wherever feels logical. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we slide one leg to the side. Bring it back in. Switch sides. So you might be able to just feel the muscles changing, how they're switching on as we alternate those leg positions. So nice and steady through the body. That's it. One more each side. And then rest it down. Okay, take a little step through those feet. A little bit of mobilization in a static stretch. So we've got that consistent movement as we've been doing, and then we can come, as we did when we were standing, into a static stretch. So we take both feet wide now. Feet are on the diagonal, knees are tracking over the second and third toe. And then from here, hinging at the hip, leaning forward as far as those hips, the glutes, the back will let you, looking towards the floor, about half a meter ahead of their toes, and then sit up tall. So the back is nice and straight. So we've got this hinge, again, getting some mobilization around the hip. So have another little go at that one. So hinging forward at the hip, you might find you can come a little bit deeper as those muscles soften. Let's do two more. So just straight through the center, hinging at the hip. Bring it back up, and one more. And then bring that back up again. Bring those legs in. Just give those knees a little rock from side to side. Loosen off through those legs. So our next movement is going to work the quadriceps. Hip flexors are going to be working. Again, lower abdominals. With this one, so we just warmed up those hips for preparation for this movement that we're going to do is more strength-based. So we start off with our knees parallel. Knee issues, just be aware with this one. See how you go. You might want to stay in the center, and I'll show you what that looks like. But if knees are okay, we're going to drop one leg out to the side. So I'm resting on the side of my foot, where my little toe is. Then I go slide that leg forwards, roll the leg round and pop my toes up, and then draw the knee back in and slide back to the side of the foot. My body's going to want to tilt to the side, so I'm keeping myself up nice and tall. Now, if knees do not like this sort of feeling, then just go through the center and then bring it back up again. So knee issues, you just might not like that that rotation. It might feel uncomfortable, so in which case go through the center and bring it back through the center. So either centralize those knees or let one leg drop out to the side. So I'm resting on the side of the foot. Don't let the body turn around to that leg. Keep it back in the center. Okay, so I've got one leg straight, my body is central, and I've got one knee dropped to the side. Okay. Again, hands where feels logical. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, slide that heel round, turn the toes up and the knee up. So now everything is in alignment. Then we draw that knee back in. Some of you will let that knee drop to the side. Now keep going with that. I'm not going to count the repetitions. I just want you to have a little play with that. So we slide the leg round, then draw the knee back in and let the knee drop to the side. Can you see me, Viv? I'm just going to bring myself so you can see me. So I'm here to the center and then bring it back in. So we're working the hip flexors. It's going to work our quadricep muscles and give our hips some mobility work as well. All right. And actually, our brains are working hard because we're keeping this leg straight and we're moving and rotating this leg. So it's quite hard to do that. Lower abdominals working as well. Do one more on this side. But this is where Pilates is so good for our body awareness and that mental involvement. It is very much a mind-body exercise. And the intention that we are maintaining and control over our body in space and time, our proprioception, so that control and over our movements. Okay, so other leg. Drop the knee out to the side. We slide that heel away. Bring the toes up. Then draw the knee back in. So when we draw the knee back in, those lower tummy muscles are working hard. So think about that corset of muscle the whole time as you slide the heel away. It's going to lengthen those hamstrings as well. Draw the knee back in, the knee comes out to the side. This leg is still and centralized. So another one that's hard. It's harder than it looks, isn't it? To get the leg to do what you're asking it to do. And let's do one more. Slide the heel away, toes up, and then bring that leg back into the center. Just give the feet a little step, and then give the knees a rock from side to side. Okay. A little bit for our backs now, so back strength work. We're going to come into some seated extensions, and then we're going to work on those shoulders. So with our seated extensions, we do this one fairly often. Thumbs or fists or palms to support the lower back. Then we lean into those hands, lifting the heart. Eye gaze can stay forward, or the eye gaze comes up. We soften the shoulders and let the shoulders slide down our back. And then rest it down. We bring ourselves back up again. So we're creating an extension through the spine, unless you've been told not to extend your spine, in which case I'm going to get you just to draw your elbows back and open up your chest. Okay, so let's do that again. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we lean into the hands, open the chest. If you draw your elbows back a little bit, it's going to help just increase that stretch. And then rest it down. Have a little wiggle side to side if you need to just loosen the back off. Let's do that one more time. Hands to support the back. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we lift the heart, maybe the chin. Draw the elbows together. And then bring that back to the center. Just take a little rock from side to side. Okay, so The next move is going to work the muscles around the back of the shoulder. It's going to open up the chest, work the triceps, and work the upper and mid-back area. So let me show you the arm movement. We're moving one arm at a time. We don't need any equipment. Either from here, so in like a cactus position, or a garden fork position, or we're higher up, in more of what we'd call swimmer position. We sweep the arm, palm is facing forward, down to your hip, then turn the palm over, and we send the palm straight back. We practiced that movement earlier. We turn the palm back over, and we're back to either garden fork or back up to swimmer, okay? So it depends on what's going on with shoulders. Some of you might be a little bit more comfortable here. You're still getting plenty of work because even just holding the arm in that position is working those shoulders. So come one arm either here or here, palm facing in. So that's it, raising, very school-like, raise your hand up. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we sweep the arm round to your hip. Turn the palm over. Send the palm back. Don't let that shoulder rotate. Bring the hand back round to the hip. Then turn the palm over. Back to garden fork or maybe back up to swimmer. Okay, don't let that shoulder lift. Just two more. Breathe in and breathe out. We sweep the arm around. Big semicircle. Turn the palm over. Send that palm back. Bring it back to the hip, turn the palm over. Back up to garden fork, or maybe all the way up to swimmer. Last one on this side. Breathe in and breathe out. Big circle all the way to the outside. Turn the palm over, palm back. Send that palm back. Back to the hip, turn the palm over. Finish the garden fork, or back up to that swimmer position. Rest it down. Ooh, shoulders. Let's go the other side. So same thing on the other side. Remember just to make it that little bit gentler. That's your starting position, start and finish position. So we're here or we're here. Okay, palm facing me. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, sweep the arm to the outside. And then turn the palm back. Send the arm backwards. Bring it back to the hip. Turn the palm over. And sweep the arm back round to your starting position. Do it again. Breathe in and breathe out. Sweep the arm all the way to the outside. Turn the palm over once it's found the hip, arm back, bring it back to the hip, turn the palm over, back up to maybe to swimmer, garden fork or to swimmer. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Sweep the arm round, turn the palm over, send the palm back. Bring the hand back to your side, back up to your starting position, maybe garden fork or swimmer, and then rest the arm down, give those shoulders a roll. Okay, I'll just keep moving myself over my band. We don't need the bands or the weights again anyway. Okay, how are we doing on time? Well, we're out of time. Okay, we're going to loosen everything off now. So we've worked those shoulders quite hard. So we're going to do a little movement here that's going to work into the back of those shoulders to lengthen everything off. So bring the hands to the elbows. Send the elbows towards me. Let the spine soften and think about separating the shoulder blades. Let that spine curl forward. And then sit up nice and tall. Step the shoulders down. Breathe in and breathe out. Elbows towards me. Let the spine curl. Sit up nice and tall. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Send the elbows forwards. And then sit up nice and tall. Rest the arms down. Okay, coming into a seated twist. So we need to be halfway along the chair or towards the front edge of the chair. Ankles underneath our knees. We take one arm over the side of that thigh. So the back of the hand is resting on the back of that thigh. Now just add a little bit of pressure. Hopefully you can feel a little bit of pull into the back of the shoulder. For some of you that might be enough. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, we turn to look over the shoulder, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. This is going to lengthen the backs of those shoulders and give our spine some mobility as well. You might find as we sit here and breathe that you can just keep looking over that shoulder a little bit more with each out breath. One more breath in. As we breathe out, we come to the other side. So take the hand across the side of that thigh. A little bit of pressure with the back of the hand, shoulder gently drawn down. See if you can just get that little bit of pull into the back of the shoulder. Then if you want a little bit more, we turn to look over that shoulder. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Few deep breaths here. See if you can, without each out breath, look over the shoulder just that little bit more. One more breath in. As we breathe out, bring that back to the center. Take a little rock from side to side, just lifting the sit bones, just getting a little bit of mobility into that lower back. And then one last movement. We'd sweep the hands in front of us, let the spine curl forward, let the shoulders curve forward, open the arms to the outside, little extension, open up the chest. One more time, curve forward, open the arms to the outside, and then rest it down. And we're finished with our 3 floats of the arms, as we usually do. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we float up, and then bring the hands down. Breathe in, and breathe out, float up. Bring our hands down to our sides. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. We float up and then bring those hands down to the side, and we'll pause there. Well done, everybody. Well done, everyone. Stop the video.